What?
You weren't planning on some frost giants.
Wait, did I call it?
No,
Is it
Joe. I
frost
didn't print
giants?
frost giants
Is
and
it-
have them on my table at home.
Is it frost giants? Did I call
Man, now
it?
I don't even want to narrate this. Greetings, adventurers. This is Have Dice Will Save. Here for another episode of our Pathfinder 2nd Edition adventure, where we no longer have hags. There are no more hags.
There are now 3 less hags.
There are now. The world contains at least 3 less hags.
Yep.
We do
Fewer
have
hags?
some corpses, though.
We do have some corpses of hags, but we'll get to that. But first, we must take a deep breath. And here we go.
Complex.
Okay, so last time on Have Dice Will Save, the Dream Team fought some hags.
We did.
We did.
You fought Rosalia. Nope.
Rosalia.
You fuckers.
Where's Rosalina now?
got
She's
some
not
good
alive to
news for
correct
you.
us anymore.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say, I've got some good news. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
We took care of that problem.
You guys fought Rosalia and her 2 aunts. And I was going to say, scored a narrow victory.
Almost
over the
fucking
hags.
died.
Yeah, over the Blood Hag and 2 Winter Hags. You subsequently searched through their house and recovered a great deal of money that they had stockpiled, as well as
So
a number
much
of magical items and trinkets and potions and things.
You murdered 2 old women and a child and then stole all their money.
Yes.
Raided their house.
Adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Murder hobos.
So, that having been done,
We leveled up to 10.
yes, also you hit level 10, so that's nice. Well, yeah, technically you'll hit level 10 once you sleep, but
We're going to wake up prettier than before.
You just
Yes.
throw a combat at us and just be like, use your old sheets, fuckers.
quick, redo all the math, idiots.
On street.
What
You have 40 seconds or you fail all challenge.
What, you leveled up already? You were supposed to wait.
Have fun dying to this level 3 encounter.
It's time to erase and remove that
Anyway,
one.
so, that having been done, what would you all like to do?
Believe somebody.
Got some magic to cast on a hag.
Quickly, go to sleep before there's an encounter. First things first.
Straight to bed, it's 3 in the afternoon, don't care.
We all need a nap.
We should probably announce to the town that the threat has been taken care of, so that they will no longer be cowering in the fears.
We should also probably tell them what the threat was, so they don't think we just murdered an entire family and stole their stuff.
They will not care.
We technically did just murder an entire family and steal their stuff, but there were extenuating circumstances.
The family of hags that had already been, well, the family was killed long ago. This is no longer a family.
So we
It is a coven. It is different. They have no rights.
We enact,
What I mean is, we should let them know that these
we enact justice for murders. It's not,
things were actually hags and not a family of orc women.
I know how to handle this.
Skull taker, Gresh.
Oh yeah, that'll go over real
Actually,
Look at this hag's face.
This is
does
actually
not look
good.
like the face.
Is good
Does
way
this-
to announce execution.
Does this look like the face of a family?
No,
It looks
no,
like a hag's
it looks
face.
like a hag's face.
Convincing,
Yeah.
though.
We'll put it in the center of town.
Before we mess too much with these, Ivan, you had a spell that let you converse with a corpse,
Duh.
correct?
Poor man's nightmare spell. Okay, let's go.
They have information. When we were talking to them at dinner the other night, she clearly knew something. When we were talking about dreams, she knew something specific about mine.
Wasn't that Rosalina?
No, it was one of the dream hacks we were asking the elder ones.
Dave, was it?
It was one of the ants.
I'm wrong.
I believe this one would be more difficult. I think we go with one cut in half.
Very well.
It has intact vocal cords. Will be helpful.
It's true. These have been cut like
Duh.
ribbons.
So, like I said, before we do anything else with the
Hanging out
corpses,
at the bottom here.
Yeah,
this one
they
right here,
kind
this
of
is the voice box.
Would it help if I pulled them taut?
No.
Tessie reaches back to the braid that half of her hair is tied up into and fingers the ribbons. Yeah, they kind of do. They kind of, yeah.
Ivan looks strangely unfazed with someone playing with the severed head.
I mean, assumed a similar color to Gresh's skin.
Hook that on the old belt.
What? No bag? No skull bag?
No, they need to see this one.
Oh no. Oh no. So I assume this would also be something you'd have to wait till tomorrow for. Okay. But I do have some questions for them for tomorrow then.
Well,
should we cover it so wild animals do not come and chew on them?
I think this one cover we can maybe take back with
Do we want to just,
see.
you know what? No, that's a dumb idea. Never
we
mind.
should try keep in cool place until I can make sure it's not too damaged.
Good news, it is winter in Scortile.
Everywhere is cold.
I was
You
gonna
also
say,
have an entire house you can put them in.
we
It
could
is
we
true.
could keep them in the house. I was gonna say we could
House is
also
gonna be too warm. We want.
Not if you don't light a fire.
I mean, it will still retain more warmth than the snow.
Sure, I'm just saying, like it will
We
be
can
significantly less likely to get wild animals.
Look, this is what we do. There's snow out here. We pack it in the hole, in the sneak hole,
Yeah,
and
you could-
then we
this is a
throw
good
them
idea.
in there. It would be cool.
This one you put. That would work.
we
Leave
wanna-
window open maybe. Make sure it is chill.
Do we want to spend the night here to?
Nem.
No.
No, I think
Nem. I
we have room back at the inn. Just go there.
again, and while it is not much, Fargus's stew is better than rooting through dead hag food.
It is, but you know, just to make sure nobody comes
Well,
in. And I can't believe I'm saying this. Nobody comes in and steals the body.
You're
Well,
not gonna
that-
steal a body.
We'll,
No one's still corpse.
We'll just put the rocks over it. The ice is cold. It will stay.
Okay.
The stone will keep it nice and cool.
I'm not terribly worried about someone stealing
They will
body.
be fine. And if not, we will just keep this one from making terrible decision.
Thanks, Gresh. Glad to know you're on my side.
Again?
I think
Besides, I want opportunity to scare Fargus with this.
rather, as much as I like Scare Farkas, I think we have better tools to do so. I think more pertinent, announce to town what happened, show off.
Again, we will do that, but
That's-
first I will hang it out the Fargus's
6
window.
one, half dozen the other.
I just think should announce first and hang Wolf Skull outside Farkas's window.
You have wolf skull?
We have 4.
These
I was
will-
really hoping Scree had taken them. and then accidentally left them somewhere.
I think Scree took skin.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Back to town then. Follows me.
Suivez-moi.
So, you head back to the town.
On the way, I'm bandaging us up and
Yeah, because I was
like
hanging out at-
periodically just
I was
kind of
hanging out at
tying off
one
like.
fucking hit point. No, nine hit points thanks to.
So like
potion.
by the time we get back to town, we're kind of looking a bit mummified here.
Yes.
Someone's
definitely
arm,
look like
your
you
arm's
were-
in a sling. You know,
Yeah.
Emmeline's like got one thing over one of her eyes.
Actually, she didn't go below 40 this time.
You didn't hit that. Yeah, you went down
I
twice.
went down twice.
You've
own
got.
volition.
Yeah.
You're looking like Emily normally does.
She actually went down.
Yeah.
For the first time in a while.
You've got a thing over
Yeah.
your eye. You're good. Well, okay, I know you like perform. Please do not.
I will ask your
Okay.
assistance in getting
I
townsfolk
am
attention.
before a townfolk thing. I cast a level 3 like heal to kind of just. His last one. I have no more. This will at least make worst things mended up. Rest will have to wait on normal time scale. So
Ghost note.
I check again in the morning, but should be good for now.
Oh, Ivan, I did this
Do
during the
not
combat.
dance. Will open wound.
Ivan, I did do this during the combat. Does that look right? And kind of shows off a bandage of just like from when she was doing first aid and stuff. Is that about how you would do that? I think she got like a 20.
Natural 20. I'm just like,
She had gotten like a 22, I think, on the roll or something. Like
I
that.
just go like, it's passable here. Like, you know, just kind of like retie a bunch of the knots and take some to go like, no, you apply, this goes in like that and like kind of reposition something and
Gotcha. This is like, ask for advice. Ask the healer.
rebandage all the things and like,
Does either of you have spell make voice louder?
I can, right now, no. I would need to meditate, see if I know something for tomorrow if need, but
No, it's fine.
for now I can do a little bit, not much, but
Word
Okay.
spread fast in
Yeah.
a town like this.
Ghost note. Yes, I will just have to shout. It is okay.
We have a trumpet that we can use to get people's attention.
And also deal sonic damage
Yeah.
to them.
Just like,
I mean,
congratulations, the hags didn't
theoretically-
kill the town.
It can be
Emmeline did.
theoretically it could also just function as a trumpet.
It is.
so-
It is also a trumpet.
It is a bright trumpet.
That's why it specifically says you have to blow it with destructive intent
Yeah,
to activate.
we can just use the trumpet if we so wish.
Which is just the greatest way of writing something. It's blowing into the horn with destructive intent.
Would like to
Other than
go
that,
to
it's
the
a-
center of towns,
Angry toot.
which is like, I guess, outside Fargus's doorstep.
Pretty close to it. It's like the next street over from it.
And I am going to cast Prestidigitation to just oomph up his voice a bit.
Okay.
It can't do much, but it's enough to add maybe a bit of resonance and a bit of clarity, rather than having it, you know.
Summon instrument. Does it have to be the same instrument each time, or can I just summon
I
any
think you could summon anything you
given?
want.
Okay, cool. I thought so, but I wanted to make sure. And it doesn't specify in the spell.
Yeah.
It just specifies, what type of instrument. Like, I couldn't summon an entire drum set, probably.
Sure.
What do normally hunter do in Orktown to get attention if need make announcement?
Usually I just shout. So, plus this is, normally threat is known already. It is like, the bear has eaten the child and then they come back with bear and everyone know what happened. So like there's no real need for announcement. This is a bit more complicated. People of Solsvar, we have found a scourge. Hags were inhabiting the town, intent to eat, to crunch your bones and drink your blood and all of those things. Okay. Boom! We killed the hags. None of them got away. I will be bringing word when I return north to send Vadas down to assist.
Hunter Gresh was on the case.
Okay, Gresh, if you would be so kind as to make a diplomacy check.
Would you mind assisting me? I'm kidding. I don't know what Emmeline could do to assist me.
I don't know either, but I'll take bids.
I can use my cultism ring to give you a +1 on this check. I have a
Oh
cultism
man,
something.
I'm making this is a. Hey everybody, this is a flat D20. I got no bonuses to this at
You got
all.
any buffs for the prestidigitation to make his voice slightly
Give him
better?
a +1.
Thank you for the +1s.
Oh my.
Nope, no society, no nothing. I'm just like, is there anything I can be like?
Hmm.
9.
Okay.
I don't care if they believe me. They can come out and look at the head if they want.
It's not necessarily about making them believe you so much as their opinion of the process. But you get, as you're standing in the middle of town shouting, you get some heads like poking out of windows. Or
that guy just straight up fucking murdered someone.
And when you stake a head in the middle of the town, a few of them look distinctly uncomfortable. But, they all kind of like slink back to whatever they were doing.
Yeah, it's okay.
Would I
They
be
will
able to aid
curious,
another
They will
for
come out
that?
and look, and they will see
Okay.
that it is Haghead and not like neighbor's head, and then it will be fine.
Well, technically, it's both. But their neighbors were hags.
Their neighbors were hags, and they were not
Yes,
very
when
neighborly.
reveal true form does look pretty different.
It does. Look at this. You just,
No
like,
one come and
lifts
see and
up
think,
one of
oh,
the
just
things to
normal
see, like,
human.
The like creepy hag teeth.
Yeah.
It's just like this is not.
Yeah,
this
the
is
like
not-
blue purplish skin is also not exactly helping.
Yes.
Like,
This
Yeah,
will,
it's
they will
Very
will-
clearly some kind of monster woman, not just
Yes.
like random old person.
And I guess we will just go back to Fergus now without the hag head.
Okay.
There's many reasons why Gresh does not go into towns.
Yeah, I
The
could
tendency to put heads on stakes in the middle of town might be one of them.
the people tend to find skulls off-putting, Gresh. I
They,
don't know.
they needed to see that the job was done. The job was done.
I guess main thing is I have done when similar thing is usually scare fuck out of everyone who see. Yours is different intention, but same method, I think.
Well, they
As it
should
turns
be
out-
scared of hag.
There's more than one way to stake a skull.
I don't know what I'm going to do with this one now, and he like rattles the bag. Just like
It still has the charred skull.
Yeah,
If
like,
you
I don't
would
know what
like.
to do with this one.
We could do proper burial and maybe respectful service.
I don't know who he was. I don't know
That
what.
largely does not matter.
Then why is it needed?
Because you're desecrating a corpse?
It is dead.
He has a point.
I have not yet. This
You
is the
will
first person I've
remember.
met who care less about dead people than I do.
You will remember that he had no qualms about leaving all of the fucking Tok'Tamir monks' bodies just like.
Chilling.
Yeah, he's like,
Let's
what are we
remember.
going to do for them? They are dead.
We did not have time at the time.
Yeah, I mean, but he said it is okay. They will still be dead. Like, he does not care.
Oh no.
It just.
I mean, he has a point. Right now, it's a skull. His soul is long the property of the walker.
It's not like body is
It's more about paying ideas to the memory. Maybe it's a Cadian thing.
No,
like, this is the.
by and large, I do not really care what happened to body. I just also don't. It just seems a little rude to fuck with body.
Well, we needed to. Well, I guess we did not end up using it.
The body is not important, but just don't, fuck with it.
So-
Okay. I will go into forest, I will bury it, and I will thank him for his attempt to assist us.
So what happens with this town now, if there's no hunter in this area?
Well, when I return north, or when I go down south to Akas, I will speak with some merchants, perhaps use some of the gold that we have acquired to purchase food and supplies and send it up. They have been waiting for probably most of 2 to 3 weeks for supplies. They will be needing supplies.
Yes, but I'm saying hunters are generally the ones that keep these areas safe, yes?
Yes, and they will have to wait until another hunter gets here. I do not have time to stay here and help these people. I have charge to
Oh,
find
yeah.
these portals and
Of course, but
report back to council. But when I report back to council, or if I see hunters in area or down in Akas, I will negotiate on their behalf, see if Akas can spare anyone to come up and ensure the safety of these people. This is the best I can do. This is what is planned.
it just seems like this isn't a dig on you, Gresh, and I understand that your actions have been. It just seems problematic in that. What if there's things that follow in Hag's wakes, or
Then the town will die, and it will be a sad, sad time.
no established.
This is not major city. This is not contested territory. No one wants this. We don't want this. We just happens to have it.
Very well.
We needed a place to stay. We rested here. Somebody opened up an inn. Towns grew. If the town falls, we will be passing many, many ruined cities that once were.
It's one of the reasons why I like that Cadia has their guards in their rotations.
Well, if city grows strong enough, or a clan take interest in lands, then the clans will be responsible for guarding the lands.
Done.
Solsvar has no clan.
Down south, need to look out for yourself.
This is largely true. With the less, bribery.
Then it's fortunate that we came through.
It is. It is indeed. Very fortunate for them.
I will say, go further south, you get more bribery.
Is that a good thing?
It means that this way to get people to protect town.
I guess it's a good thing if you have money. Hey, we have money. So
Yeah.
yes, it's a good thing.
We have money, so when I get to Akas, I will be spending some money to get Solsvar some help. But
Okay.
that is what it is. Vargas, I have good news for you.
Yes,
It was hags, and we killed them.
that is good news.
You are no longer in fear of death from them.
I see. Well, then that
implied
is
threat.
good news.
We left an educational display in the town square.
That is also true. You should go see it when you have time.
Emma just walks by, goes up to bed. It's like,
Yes, I will do that.
It is okay. We leave in the morning.
That is good news.
Thank you for your hospitalities.
I live to serve.
Fargus's perception of us.
I fucking love Vargas. So
Just
much.
back and forth all day.
It's lucky he's so blasé about everything. Otherwise, this would be basically terrorism.
Do we have downtime in this for that evening then?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like mid-late afternoon, maybe. You guys got a pretty early start on the day, and it didn't actually take you all that long to follow the 100 path. So,
Cool.
with the fight lasting 45 seconds, something like,
Yeah.
plus a couple of hours to get out there and back. It's
Did
it's
not
not that
take
late.
long at all to almost get raffle stomped by hags.
Yes.
I would like to influence the rumors around town.
Okay.
To make Gresh seem less horrifying.
Sounds good.
Do not ruin my reputation.
Oh, I mean, Skulltaker Gresh can still stay around, but I want the stories to focus on the fact that the hags are dead.
As opposed to that you may or may not be a serial killer.
I want Skulltaker Gresh to be Skulltaker of the enemies of the town, not
Right.
not he just murdered some fucking people.
Not he really wants your skull.
He wants everyone's skulls.
He waltzed into town, murdered some people, maybe painted them purple. Who knows?
We had some arts
And
and
Ivan's
crafts
like, this
time.
seems like perfect thing. If they not cause trouble, if think maybe them next.
DC for a small village is 15. I got way above that.
Sure. So you
34.
you start kind of dropping quiet hints around the town as you're making light conversation with people that, sure, the end result was a little horrific, but, it was actually quite a heroic process.
Did you see the teeth on that thing?
It turns out there isn't a neat way to kill hags.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that he was here. Otherwise, we all would have been breakfast.
Right.
It's like, yeah, that was horrifying. It's a hag. That's why we took care of it.
It was just.
I don't know why you're blaming
horrifying
Gresh for the fact that
up
hags are horrifying.
And yeah, you feel like you're making some headway in reframing the process from, a period of terror that ended with kind of more terror into a heroic end to this, scourge on the land.
a period of terror that ended in redirected terror.
Yes.
Into more of a ding dong, the witch is dead.
I will go ahead and make good on that promise to bury the skull of the merchant out.
Oh, sure, you got
On the
plenty of time
forest.
for that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go out somewhere real nice, stack some stones on top of each other.
Sure.
Do you
very
let
small
Ivan
pit.
know you're going to do that, by the way? Or do you just kind of leave silently?
You can come along. Yes, you are a holy man.
Duh.
I do not know what this individual praised, so
He died in combat. Martial is certainly appropriate.
okay.
Ultimately, it does not really matter how much, if he was fighting, still was in combat, so.
He did get burnt pretty bad.
How much fighting did he do
Well-
versus just being burnt alive?
Yes.
I mean, as it turns out, Marshall is also the god of burning people alive, so.
He is a god of fire.
Yeah. Well, if you want, you may come with. I will go ahead and do the dedications, and then if you
I'll
want
say
to-
word. Duh.
Merchant. Thank you for your assistance. I regret that we were not in time to prevent more.
It's not going to talk back.
Yeah.
And Ivan goes and is like,
Skull's just like, thanks, buddy.
That was so nice of you.
Yeah.
Stays.
Ivan will come and
As we transition into Planescape Torben.
Ivan will say a quick, just kind of prayer of the marshal over him, and look and be, well, he may not have been much of a warrior himself, but was catalyst for protecting town, great and glorious fight that we had. So he's, served a valuable purpose in his death, even if it was not overly important in his life.
Get fucked.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, I rolled real low on the Ivan's gonna give a good service for this guy.
Fortunately, the Munch Show probably has like a written out speech already, or like prayer already for like, yeah, this was some chump that died, but
Exactly. It's,
But in a kind of a combat-y way.
Prayer for the murdered. It's like, which as it turns out is not a great prayer. Marshall doesn't like the people who got murdered.
Tessie will probably also come along and whisper prayers for the souls of the dead to the walker.
Those are probably a lot nicer.
But also probably in halfling. So.
Yes, definitely in halfling.
Thank you for your service. And then he scoops, stacks a couple of stones, and then maybe like puts some berries and like food items he foraged around. It would be really funny if berries grow into tree.
Oh no, that's actually really good. You don't plant plants on graves?
I have only been to one funeral, so I do not know.
Life springs from death.
Oh,
The
this
cycle
I'm very
continues.
familiar with. This I am very familiar with. I just am not.
Also, on the road, tombstones are harder to lug around than seeds.
Say that again.
Also, on the road, tombstones are harder to lug around than seeds. So,
It'd be kind of cool if there was a specific plant that was like cultivated over years. It's just like, oh yeah, that's the dead tree. It's like this like dark gnarled bark or something.
Just grows into a tombstone shape. It's
Yeah. I was going to say, like, the headstone mushroom. It's like just a giant kind of arcing fungus.
Well, thank you for accompanying me, and this has been a difficult time.
Got that level 10 bonuses now.
I have spent more time in the company of others these last few weeks than I have in likely years. So, apologies.
That's not the matter.
Again. And then he turns around and walks back to town.
Okay.
He's like, I'm done here.
He's just-
Well, he's like, you guys are gonna go burst.
if you
Have
need
fun.
better
Have a
social skill, this is what drink is for.
I'm going to bed. She may or may not actually go to her bed, or may just find her curled up in the corner of the tavern asleep.
Ivan will sit in the tavern
not
and very
passed out drunk, just asleep.
Ivan will sit in the tavern and very pointedly drink his refilling beer mug and not anything that Fargus owns.
Just getting more and more rude to this poor fucker.
Oh, I should. Fargus, I need to have a conversation with you. What do towns need? What are supplies? I will be attempting to send a requisition from Akas.
Winter supplies mostly. We have some things stored, but the Vadas was gathering winter supplies.
Again.
Half asleep, halfling pops up. Would deer jerky help?
Yes?
I can make some deer jerky.
For a whole town.
She goes into like industrial grade production.
It's like,
Insert deer here.
Yes.
We shall
just start factory farming the deer.
Level 10 bard, level 10 jerky mogul.
Yes. This
yeah.
suddenly becomes like a jerky factory
make a custom
simulation.
archetype dedication.
Yeah.
Jerky maker.
Tessie's just
There
about
we
to
go.
invent Slim Jims out here.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, brother.
Get some kind of like a signage with an unreasonably muscular deer. Like,
Oh my
That's
god.
cannibalism.
Oh my god. The implications. The implications of
you think
that.
Slim Jims aren't made out of people?
Snap
I'm
into a
just
skinny
joking.
Jimmy.
Please don't sue me.
The implications of that are messing with my adult brain.
That's fine. It will be okay. Who is town leader here? Is there any such individual?
Not really. There isn't a lot of need for leading.
It is true, but
There's 40 of us.
The goats, they're the town leaders.
oh yes, the goat keeper's goats are still alive.
Okay, well, we can eat them.
Is good.
Well, you're probably better off saving them for their milk.
That's assuming we have anything to feed them in the winter.
Oh, yeah.
But yes,
Also, if they have anybody to care for them.
They
The
should
good
get
news is-
someone to take over care for goat. It will be important to have livestock.
I think there will be some, like, farmers around who won't have anything better to do.
there was a book on goat keeping as well. So,
Oh, that's convenient.
and then, but
Here's the manual. Fuck you. You deal with it.
when I get to Akas, I will attempt to send word to other Vadas in the south here to bring what supplies they may, in addition to whatever I can get them to spare for you all.
That is good.
Thank you. I'm telling you because I do not know who else to direct this to. So,
I suppose I can prepare accordingly.
Ivan is going to wander the town and just kind of like walk around and like make some like idle conversation, just generally go around and try to see if he can identify anyone that either like is a town headsman or like at least seems like the kind of person that people actually at least talk to and go to, because he does not trust Farkas's analysis of, oh, these 40 people, yeah, they don't talk to anyone. They're just all sitting
Well,
on
it's not
their
that they don't talk to anyone. It's just that they don't
there's
have
no
a
one they look up.
designated leader.
There's no one they look up to. There's no one.
village elder. There's nothing out here. There's no clan out here. This is
Yeah.
literally just
Sure,
like a pop-up
it's still
town.
you get 40 people in one place. Someone is going to be the guy that people tend to go to for their problems, and that person's probably dead now.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But
to
there's
be
going
fair,
to be-
that
Turns
person
out it was
would be-
victim 3.
There's going to be the person. There's going to be someone that people generally go like, we should maybe talk to this person because they seem to get shit done.
Or we would before they were eaten
Even if it's not
by
an official
hags.
position, like there's probably someone that in these troubled times the people are looking for. I'm going to see if I can identify who that is with a society
Okay.
check.
They are dead.
Society or is it diplomacy to gather information?
I have streetwise,
Oh, okay.
so
then
it's a society check because
Problem
both of
solved.
those would be society checks no matter what. That's pretty good. That's a 23.
That's not too bad.
Just kind of identify someone that seems like if we tell them things, maybe the information will actually be disseminated throughout the town.
Maybe
know.
someone will know.
Instead of Farkas, who will absolutely tell no one.
Right. So you get the sense that Farkas isn't wrong that there isn't like a
A
leadership
position,
structure.
yeah.
But there is sort of a kind of network of rumor and gossip that runs through the town that also kind of serves that function.
And it's been tampered with.
Yes.
Like,
it is in
it's
disarray.
Like, if
It's-
someone needed an organizational head, it probably would have been the hunter, but the hunter died.
Yeah,
So-
that's the thing. Like this is why
So-
Gresh is even talking
Yeah,
to Fargus.
exactly.
Because he's like,
And I was like, there's got to be someone better.
But what it basically comes down to is that there's about a dozen or so people who kind of have
There's like
kind
cliques.
of a clique.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
like
And
cliques.
so as information runs through this network, they eventually go out and find someone to solve these problems.
And Ivan,
They kind of hive mind that process.
Ivan will like basically give some information to people he identifies as kind of the chatterboxes of the different
Yeah.
cliques, and just to make sure that there's some other people that know that are going to spread it throughout the town, so that they know that there's people are coming.
Okay.
So
I believe that is all that I have to do for the evening. That should suffice for me. So I will be turning in now.
I think I shall do same. I need to meditate a bit on spells of what I'm going to have ready tomorrow.
Okay.
Halfling snore from the corner.
Yeah, Ivan will be done for the night. He will buy dinner from Fargus.
Oh,
He'll buy
that's very-
food.
Very nice.
Get that food.
Not going to tap into the deer jerky reserves.
No, we are out of our deer, so
That's true. We
have some
I could
jerky,
hunted. Perhaps I should hunt tomorrow before we leave.
we can stock up here.
Well, they don't have. I don't want to buy supplies from these people because we're
Then
literally.
they have less supplies.
Yeah,
That's fair
I'm just-
point.
Like, I think this will be good. It will give you time while you do your questioning of the hags. I will wake up early in the mornings and begin the hunts.
Very well.
Whatever I can come back, I will reserve some for town, some for us, and then we go.
Some deer, some rabbit, some berry.
It's whatever I
Duh.
can get.
Gresh won't be there when you raise a horrible magical creature from the dead. Perfect.
Oh, no, he won't.
Fuck that. That shit ain't natural.
Wait, create undead. That's the spell I wanted, right? It's
Same effect. They get up, you can make them
Yeah.
talk.
There we go.
They can tell you things. They can tell you all sorts
they
of
can tell you.
things.
I guess after dinner, Emily's going to be a bit shaky, so she's just going to stay up at the bar for a while.
Okay.
Until he eventually wanders off to bed.
Okay. Is there anything else that needs to happen before you all go to sleep?
Wait, hold on. Let me see arm. Adjust a couple things more. That'll be better when sleeping. He'll do some slight touches on the wounds to make him heal a bit better overnight. And
Get to that fresh new 130 hit points.
Gresh, you sleep on back, you sleep on side, you sleep on stomach.
Back mostly.
Good. Don't move arm
Again.
or lie on arm. If you toss and turn and sleep, don't lie on arm.
I will sleep in chair.
If you will, just don't lie on arm. Is the only requirement.
Let me lash you to this bed real quick.
I'm just going to start carrying around like hospital like suspension rigs. Just like, all right,
start-
good night.
Just like
Full body cast.
I feel like at like high level medical institutions, there's like some kind of extended duration hold person ritual.
You got magic items that are just basically traction. Like, okay. So, you all finish what you want to do for the evening and then head to sleep. Emily.
Yeah. Didn't even get the creepy music first.
Figured I would drop it on you. The creepy music. It tips the hand a little bit less. I need you to quickly make a perception check for me, please.
Perception.
Yes.
That is perfectly average, which is a 26.
Okay. You are laying there in the less than comfortable, but more comfortable than sleeping on the road bed in the inn. And it takes you a while. The events of the last few days are still kind of turning over in your head, making you linger in consciousness. And for a while, you just kind of lay there in the silence of the night, the relatively low population making the surroundings quite quiet because there isn't a lot of immediately present animal life in the town, but also not enough people to make a background hum this late at night.
Eerie.
So you lay there for, it's hard to say how long, until you hear a faint sound.
Oh, God.
You open your eyes and look over toward the single window here in your second floor room at this tiny inn. And perched, sort of almost bird-like, with, his legs crouched on the windowsill and hands holding on to the edge, is the outline of a figure with a pair of large, spiny antlers, kind of leaned slightly back from the window so that they don't
Knock into it.
knock into it. But the pair of luminous green eyes are easily visible as he peers toward you.
Does she know if she's dreaming or if awake?
That's an interesting question. Let's call that occultism to recognize whether you are awake or not.
That was not a 19. Sorry. I picked the die up and moved it, and it was not a 19. It's an 18 now. 36.
36. You lay there still for a few seconds, and it seems very real. But after a moment, you recognize a few little signs about the way the light works, about the way the sound of the wind outside the window is a little bit off. That makes you think pretty confidently you have probably fallen asleep at some point while you were laying there in the bed, and that this is a dream state.
She will stand up out of bed and kind of acknowledge the thing in the window. Just kind of like, it's been a while.
Why can't I see where you are?
Oh, God. We were told to go to ground.
Well, what's concealing you?
I don't think it would be fair to say. Information is expensive.
You can see his outline in the kind of moonlight from behind that's being reflected off of the new snow that surrounds the town, and there's just the slightest twitch at the corners of his face of a smile at that. Fair enough. But the magic smells of the Weaver.
She's gonna keep a straight face. Just gonna keep.
Go ahead and
a
make
lid
a
on all
deception
that.
check for me.
Perception?
Deception.
Deception.
The ring does apply. Even though you are asleep, you are still wearing it.
Sweet.
I assume you are wearing it anyway.
That is a 24. Actually, no. We're going to reroll that.
Sounds
That's better. That is a 40, I think. No, it's a 32. Where am I? Yeah. So 32.
32. Okay.
She got
pretty
them
solid.
bonuses for the deception.
It's hard to say for sure, but you feel like, while suspicious, he doesn't read anything from your expression. Possibly in part because the nature of Marta's spell is making it difficult for him to perceive details of you.
I'm so glad this is probably a dreamscape, which means Jessie cannot wake up and run her damn mouth.
Yes. Now that you have gotten up and looked around, you find that
I think it's too bad that it's a dream state, so Ivan can't wake up and just push him out the window.
that
Go,
there
it's time to sleep.
the others aren't in the room with you now. Right. Well,
How did you get free?
my power is a little more a part of this world than I think they had initially understood. And of course, it didn't hurt to have certain individuals out in the field.
And that's why they're looking for you. And by extension, us.
Yes.
So what comes next?
That is a fascinating question.
Oh no.
I've got a few plans in the works. But when I couldn't find you, I thought maybe that was a problem. But it doesn't seem to be.
Am I so integral to your plans?
You're one piece in a larger game.
Enough to be a problem.
When I can't see someone I'm bound to, or is bound to me, is more accurate. That's worth looking into.
Oh man, there's things I want to ask. Not sure if it's a good idea to ask them.
Do it. Would you rather ask him or the hag?
That's the thing, they're both terrible, and I'm gonna get, like, something from the hex.
Well, you
probably.
ask both and compare the answers.
Yeah. But then, just by nature of asking, I'm giving up some information.
I had a dream a few weeks ago. And it was similar to ones I've had before with you in them. But all of the ones where you've been present have been unnerving. This one was not. Was that you?
You might have to be a little more specific.
I was... Yeah, she gonna do it. I was running in a forest, and I thought I was following you. This doesn't make sense to me. I've tried as far to stay away.
I probably was the source of that dream. It was a difficult time.
I'm about to pick up her cleric dedication.
All hail the Bramble Man, y'all.
He leans in slightly more, and the moonlight catches the side of his face a little bit better when not shadowed over by kind of the windowsill. And you can see that he has the thorn pattern coming up along the side of his face.
What?
He still has the kind of line of green war paint you've seen him wear over his eyes in the past. Actually, the only time you ever saw him physically manifested.
Yeah.
He had that. I guess both of the times, because technically you saw him very briefly in Marshall's Stand. But both of those times he had that line of green war paint, and he
Right.
still seems to wear it, but it is...
What was the second time? Because I was assuming the first was in Marshall's Stand.
Marshall's Stand was the second. The
Met him
first
on the
time you
road.
met him on the road in the south of Cadia.
Right.
Scree gave him, traded him a pickle for a pastry.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
but now kind of running along and apparently under the makeup. It's hard to say, but it is occluded by the green line is a string of crimson thorns that run up all the way from like the collar of the sort of leather jerkin he wears all the way up, almost tracing his cheekbone and then disappearing beneath his hairline.
Are they the same color?
They are all crimson,
As-
much like your unspent thorns are.
Similar to.
Yeah.
That's new. You must have paid a lot to get free.
Someone's been giving you lessons.
It's been a long couple of weeks.
Yes, I paid quite a bit.
So where do we go from here?
Well, now that I know you're intact enough, I'll be in touch.
Oh, good. Great. Question, how much longer do we have on Marta's...
Okay, so you have been on the road for about 10 days. Before that, you had 23 days, I think, left. 22, something like that. So you've got somewhere between 11 and 13-ish days left.
Couple weeks.
Just under 2 weeks.
Funny story. Aileron runs on 6-day weeks. It's a fact
Oh.
that's never mattered before.
Oh.
Noted.
So
So a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Slightly over 2 weeks.
Yes.
6-day weeks.
Yes.
New lore, everybody.
Yeah, it's something. Literally, I wrote that down a couple of months before we started the game in the first place. I was laying out like
How many weeks in a year?
It's 6-day weeks, 30-day months, 13 months in a year. It's 360 days. in a year.
Oh, okay. You just.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. It's
wonder
part
why
of
we
the
don't do that
whole
in real life.
ordered thing in, well, because that's not how time works in real life, unfortunately. But part of the
An
ordered
extra
thing
month,
that the
6-day
gods.
weeks.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. It'd still work.
It might be 12 months. Whatever 30 times, whatever you multiply 30 by to get 360, which I think is 12.
It is 12, yeah. 12.
Who barters? Who stands to benefit from having a god in their debt? You traded that to someone.
hold on some very old favors.
The reason I ask is it makes me think that these markings go back further than I had thought.
These marks are specific to me and those that have transactions with me.
But even going the other way.
Yes. For creatures like me, debt is a physical manifestation. And this is how I show it. Because those mortal creatures indebted to me are bound to my power. They show it in this way as well.
And that's where everything gets tied together. Which is why mine is different. She's trying to puzzle out. It's like, I got a lot of information for free here.
About to say, you got a direct answer out of the fucking Bramble Man.
She's getting a lot.
A direct answer.
Not liking this.
The world is ending, guys.
Always remember, he plays by different rules than you do.
I know. But the thing is that the rules aren't, is like, hang on a second. Wait a minute here. Well, I assume you didn't come here to idle the chat.
No, I came to make sure you had not fallen into unfortunate hands.
Unfortunately, it seems the world's still stuck with me.
Well, that being so, do stay safe. I'll need you later.
No.
It's a tiny halfling voice echoes from the distance. Tell him I'll bake cookies.
Don't give a damn about your cookies right now, Jesse.
Just you should call Ivan next. Those conversations go much better.
He doesn't care if Ivan's dead.
Ivan has one thorn and will never use it.
That's why he doesn't care if Ivan's dead.
I ain't getting shit from you.
Ivan is strictly speaking Tearless problem.
Ivan's, like, Emmeline's just like, I've been trying to, get away from you. It's funny you say I'm on your side. And Ivan's like, really now? Try harder.
Yeah, but Ivan's also generally finished most combats at more than 20 HP.
Those combats upright. I tend to end standing on my feet at least.
Emmeline's had a bad run of it, okay?
Look, Tyrla is very intelligent. She set things such that debt was increased exponentially.
Thanks, Tyrla. You're a doll. I'm gonna murder this shit out of her.
Well, hey, we started murdering named characters.
Yeah. We got a long
true.
list.
It's time for the body count to rack up. We're about to get Shakespearean.
But with that, the Bramble Man simply sort of steps backward off the windowsill and drops out of sight. And almost immediately, you wake up, staring at almost identically the windowsill. But the light seems correct now, and
Is it open?
yes,
Because of course it is.
See, Ivan would have known that the proper way to start that off is just push him out the window and ends the dream right there. See?
No. Sleep time.
Push.
call in the morning, you dick.
Office hours are from 8 until 5.
I'm sorry, all of our brains are closed right now. Please call back during normal operating hours.
So, with that, I think let's take a break.
Yeah.
So, we will be back in a few minutes. Please stick with us for the second half of our lovely adventure today. And we will see you then. Okay, we are back. So,
Hello.
Hello.
the rest of the night after you were
Hello.
There we go.
Don't sound so excited.
I sound like I have a migraine.
The rest of the night after your dream
It's from
encounter
dealing with me.
passes quietly. It possibly takes you a little while to get back to sleep, but once you do, there is no more than the normal amounts of tormenting dreams.
Just has the usual nightmares.
Just the usual horrifying nightmares.
Just
And then
normal amount of
You all
psychological
awake in the
torture.
morning with the only nightmare left being Farkas' Inn.
And Ivan, but
And
that's just a constant.
So what's the plan?
This feels much better now. Thank you.
I'm glad it's working.
Well, so you will speak to Hag now?
Likely so. Is Emeline's call. I let you take charge on this. I just cast spell.
I had another Brambleman dream.
Ooh.
He's back out again. Well, we knew that, but
But now
He's-
he talked to you. Hmm?
now he's functioning again. He's a little different.
How so?
Did he cut his hair? Get a tattoo?
Yes.
His hair looks more or less the same.
No. I got a lot more information out of him than I might normally. He's more direct, which is concerning.
Could be time thing, maybe? Is
Time or
on
whatever happened in that
limited
time.
Maybe does not have time to be less direct.
I didn't think he could physically be less direct without some sort of change in his being. It's difficult to say. But things that he did answer about. One, he also had brands. And I inquired into the nature of that. And this is why I was surprised that I got an answer. I didn't offer any information. But he said that he was indebted to someone else, which was how he had gained that power. He said he had called upon old powers. And this is coming from a god.
He said he called upon old favors.
Old favors. I'm going to write that down, because I definitely remembered old powers.
That's interesting. I wonder who owed him a favor.
This Ashen Man is his brother, no?
In some sense, I believe.
Perhaps him.
They're somewhat linked. Maybe that's why he was the Ashen Man's followers were more willing to. I doubt it, though.
Maybe he had something to do with vampire wolves we found and what they were doing.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
See, another reason we should have killed them.
We were busy at the time. And I asked him how he had escaped, and one of the things that he said was that he was more in tune, more a part of the world than the Conclave had suspected or given him credit for.
Well,
He also knows of Marta, at least her existence. I
Really?
didn't tell him that we had gained our ability to hide from her, but
Well, she was able to tell that we had had contact with him. So maybe it goes the other way. I wish I knew how to leave dream cookies in someone else's dream for someone.
stay out of my head.
Okay. I was just gonna leave cookies.
No.
He is God. He can get his own cookies. Do not give Brambleman cookies.
I'm less concerned about that. I'm more concerned about things being left in my head.
You don't want cookies in your head?
I don't want anything that I didn't put in my head there.
Okay. Alright, I won't put cookies in your head. I can't
Why is
promise
everybody
I
looking at
won't
me? This seems like a
give
normal thing.
the
no,
Brambleman
I'm
cookies.
on your side.
no,
This-
I agree. I'm looking at you all.
I'm more concerned about logistic of cookie in head and what that even means.
Only one way to find out.
I will. Will you all be talking with the hag today? In light of current events.
I do want to know more about that dream.
What did Brambleman say? Why did he appear?
He was checking on me. Not us, me, specifically.
Better for the rest of us, I suppose. How did
I can't say I'm not jealous.
How did it find us?
I don't think he knew where we were. I think this was a linked communication.
I don't think you have to necessarily know where someone's body is to reach out to their
So
dreams.
he doesn't know where we are?
I think for now we're still under Marta's protection.
I suppose it's good to confirm that Martha's protection does work on God.
Yeah. That means we don't have to worry about the Seeker for a little while. Well, except
Shides?
the Scheidsrichters might find us, but they come in.
Shides.
We're just gonna walk into a city one time, and the entire city is just gonna be full of like agents that are posed against us.
Yes,
What
they
makes you
all,
think you haven't already done that?
they all pause
yeah.
and turn their heads
Argus
at
just
the same
fucking
time.
pulls out a spear, and we're like, dear fucking god.
It's like
He's like, correct.
You see Farkas like touch his ear and just be like, move in now, they're onto us.
Yeah.
Go, go, go!
This team of combat wizards just come levitating through the window.
Dimension doors open up all around us.
I want to show you I have nothing. It's not me. No thorn. No thorn, right?
You're a fortunate man.
Not that you're aware of.
That's why I'm checking.
Yes, as far as you can tell, there are no thorns that weren't already there.
Which
I don't know
means
what
there
kind of
are no
tattoos you've
thorns.
got.
Which means there are no thorns. This is good.
Maybe you have a scar that's a little pointy. I don't know.
No, there's no thorns. So, you wish to talk to Hag?
Yeah.
I am not I am not.
I can
necessary
do
for
whenever.
this.
I do after breakfast. I do not resummon the dead before breakfast. It's personal policy.
By all means.
And then we head off to Akas.
Duh.
We need to, I think, expedite the process of resolving these debts sooner rather than later.
If I have... I mean, I did a thing that they told of finding artifact, go get the artifact, bring back artifact.
Well, we had one more to do.
So I do not know what exactly to do with that now, but whatever.
And also, literally none of them did you bring to Tirla.
Yeah, we
That
also
was on her
don't-
instruction, though. She said, "Go get the things."
Yes.
How likely is it that Akas will have the answers you seek?
I have no idea. It just seemed like probably more likely than anywhere else.
Well, we knew where
At
the
least-
most likely answer to
Duh. I mean, anywhere else that isn't actively hunting us?
I suppose so.
Regardless, at least it's a destination and a goal, which otherwise were
Duh.
a little directionless.
If we have no solution and time on scrying block wear off and we do not have way to hide from God anymore, maybe then we consider make a deal with them, go that avenue. Until then, I think we make use of time we have.
Can we dream message them? Maybe we can negotiate.
Probably,
No.
I mean, regardless of whether or not it works on them, they probably would at least know someone tried. And maybe curious enough to listen to message anyway.
What about your what about the Shining Man?
Shining Man?
Oh, Pasha.
Pasha. Pasha.
I don't know. We could talk to him.
It might perhaps be. It might be something if we are going
Something to do.
Maybe
we
they
will-
have some way of protecting. They're
Perhaps
protecting.
They know something.
They're protecting Amelie at least.
It's true.
We're running out of time and options, though. So
I also would have questions about these portals for Pasha. So it is
Well-
technically my duty to hunt them down and find them. And we ran into hags and killed hags and was good, but we have not run into portal. So
well, based on our usual patterns, we're not due for another one of those for a week and a half.
in that case, I shall make sure we are well fed until then. Good luck with your hag.
Let's go talk to a corpse, Ivan.
For reference, as you move to that, Dream Message can target one creature you know by name and have met in person.
They don't have names.
They have titles, which is close enough.
We've
You
met
are-
a couple of the gods in person.
You
We've been in the presence of
You have
them.
been in
Yeah.
the presence of the caller to the ways,
Yeah.
but you did not meet them.
Eh.
You saw them across a base, like you saw them across Southwatch.
Somebody came aside from the Bramble Man. Somebody showed up when we were fighting. When Amelie
You
fought
were
the Ashen Man.
you did yes, you were very close to that which walks in silence
Right.
during that combat.
But again, nobody met them.
That you could make an argument that
It
you were
meeting
in close
is a little
enough proximity
tricky with
and,
that
like,
which walks
yeah
in silence.
exchanged acknowledgement enough.
I mean, I have
Yeah.
sending, so
Oh yeah, that's a fair point. Sending would work.
What is sending?
it's dream message, but you can do it while people are awake. The range and you don't need to know them as well.
Oh, cool.
Just need to be familiar with them.
Tessie's probably gonna come with you guys to go talk to the hack.
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to clear
Yeah.
that up while we were. Yeah, Sending's target is a creature with whom you are familiar.
Yeah.
Which I would say.
I mean, my own deity seems like something, even if I haven't not personally acquainted with, I'm at least familiar
Sure.
with my own deity.
Yeah, but if we're trying to breach some sort of agreement, I don't think the marshal's going to be the first one to reach out to.
Maybe but I mean,
He's like, the agreement is I kill you.
we are likely more knowledgeable about that which walks in silence than anyone else on the planet.
That's true.
So like that,
Gotta count for something, right? Cool.
So we probably have ways of getting a message their way. Probably won't have the kind of it automatically is received thing, but at least I imagine that if they have a way to defend against it, they probably also have a way to know that someone tried, which is message enough in and of itself,
So,
But yes,
you
hang
all
corpse.
move off to begin your corpse revivification, not really reanimation, corpse re-inhabitation, perhaps.
Corpse poking.
I mean, it's reanimation is the closest thing to it.
Yeah,
It
it doesn't
works
really
by-
move so much. I mean,
No, but it works by recalling
Yeah.
the latent memories in their brain rather than summoning their spirit back. So,
Perform the ritual.
you see Ivan goes up and he'll pull back the sheet over its face and has arranged its body kind of back into the position that it would have been in life, so it's doesn't even really look cut so much anymore, because he's trying to get it as close as it can to looking like an intact corpse, and then starts to kind of chant and just saying dwarvish kind of incantations and doing kind of some movements and just doing a spell thing, and does that for around 10 minutes or so.
creepy music if we're performing necromancy.
Yeah.
Give us the creepy music.
As
It's
he
the corpses.
begins to kind of, you see some more just kind of basically magic just kind of going into and imbuing this corpse, and it seems almost to get a bearing of life in the way that even without movement and without
Like an energy.
yeah, it looks and feels a bit more like it's alive rather than dead, even though it is just as stationary and pale and everything as before. It just has that kind of presence, and it kind of gasps a little as the spell finishes, and it gets a will save.
It does. What is your DC for this will save?
The DC would be a... I will cast guidance on myself before I do it, and so to make the DC 28.
It doesn't change your
Does
DC.
that do it? Oh, no, it doesn't. That's right.
I didn't think there was a way to buff it.
27 is the DC.
It fails by 1.
Yeah!
Fuck you,
As,
hag!
as the corpse lays there and your ritual completes, and it suddenly gives this sharp rattling inhale.
Ooh.
Like, and its eyes open, and they're still kind of glazed, like milky, glazed over, but they turn toward Ivan.
Hello again.
Does it have to be a yes or no question? It's just
No,
any
it
question.
just says 3 questions.
We have 3 questions. Use well.
We spoke a couple days ago on a dream that I had had, and you were very familiar with the aspects about that dream. What is everything that you know about that dream? About that type of dream?
I will say before fully ask question, be aware cannot lie, but it does not need to be clear. So very open-ended could mean that it has ways to twist words to attempt to deceive. So
I need to know the nature of this. Do you know of a better way to ask that?
not necessarily. I'm just letting you know how spell works. It cannot tell direct lie, but it does not need to be clear with answers.
What does that specific type of dream mean or signal?
going to assume all of that is kind of like muttered off to the side where the question
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I
trying
know
to frame
before
it.
he
Yeah.
finishes the like ask question magic part, I'm like, pull aside. Just know, phrasing is important.
Or perhaps they wanted us gone as soon as we figured out that I had that dream. They didn't want anything to do with us. Maybe I should ask why. What did...
You have questions. I do not have best way to ask question. Just letting you know state of interaction.
What did you learn by knowing that I had that dream?
You are connected to one of the old gods. We did not want their attention.
Makes sense.
Even there, we know of many people that have had marks like these. No one has dreams that call to them like that. What do you know about that type of dream?
I mean, difficult questions to answer.
Yeah.
That dream is not a dream, but a memory of his life.
Why am I getting his memories?
Congratulations, you're turning into next Brambleman. Is career path.
Do
for
not
you.
joke about these kinds of things, Ivan.
Those dead eyes seem to like track to whoever is talking at any given time, as though just like magically compelled to wait for the next question.
I wonder if the antlers.
Out of curiosity, if someone just blurted out a question, would she answer it?
Yes.
That's hilarious. I'm so happy Gresh isn't here.
It very much works by Dragon Ball rules.
The phrasing of "I wonder if" was shockingly close to being a question.
Yeah, that's partially why I stopped, because I realized that what Tessie was going to say was about to sound like a question. For once, the Hobbit's going to shut her damn
Stating
mouth.
what you are wondering is not a question. It is a statement of fact.
But she did not fail so hard that she couldn't decide to interpret that as a question and answer
Yep.
it.
And if Tessie had finished her damn sentence, it was going to happen. All right.
Imagining some fun interactions that could happen through that.
Anyway,
One more question
one more question.
is what we get. I know a yes or no question that would be useful, but I don't know how to pin them down on anything useful.
Whatever question you have.
Why?
You could ask maybe what implications dream has, or why you would get such a dream. Or maybe if they know of any way to stop dream. I do not know.
I think the middle one is the best option there. Why do I have someone Why do I have an elder god's memories in my head? The memes, they never die.
You know exactly what the fucking card says, don't you?
He suffered. His madness extended to those under his control.
Well, it doesn't explain why you didn't get them. And either of you. But that's all we have.
You're
Roll occultism for me.
yeah.
Okay. Sure. Oh, nope. Emmeline's lost in a fog.
Yep. She's distracted.
She's
By the way,
overanalyzing it.
As soon as the corpse finishes that sentence, she just like shudders and goes.
And you can see the corpse goes back to seeming like it's cool.
The power of life
Player points on
fades.
recall knowledge checks today.
If you...
We're midway through the second session. We're probably not going to get yanked yet.
Oh well, that's somewhat better.
Yeah, mine was at 3.
I rolled a 2 the first time and a 5 this time. Let me find my occultism.
Sometimes this is where all the really good rolls from last session were coming from.
24.
24. You're still not 100% sure you've got a handle on the mechanics of the situation, but you could speculate from what you all have kind of surmised that she got the dream because her marks came directly from the Bramble Man, whereas the rest of you two specifically, didn't get the dream because your marks came by way of Tirla.
Well, our marks weren't really from him. Our marks were from Tirla. They're secondhand.
I had always kind of assumed that I had gotten these from my father.
I mean, you clearly have much...
I should say, because she owes her debt directly to the Bramble.
Oh, yeah.
While you two owe your debt to the Bramble Man by way of Tirla.
Gotcha.
Our debt is to Tirla.
Joe's just over here, just like...
Joe's memeing.
By the way,
Hey
wouldn't
Joe, maybe you should
mu-
start coming to these scenes if you want
Gresh
to be
wouldn't.
during them.
Gresh wouldn't.
Well, that's not my problem, is it?
Gresh wouldn't.
By the way, wouldn't you much rather have dream cookies in your head than an elder god's memories?
I don't want... The memories are there without...
Never mind.
Your family exists having messages come into and out of. That's how you function. So I don't know how to frame this in a way that you would understand. But having things that don't belong there is a very unnerving experience. It makes you question yourself, makes you question why things are and what you are.
You get used to it with practice.
I am scared of what I will become if I get used to it.
That's fair.
The things that go through my head are not the same that go through your head. Mine tend to be much more negative.
Well, you are tied to the god of nightmares.
So you can understand why I would be unnerved when things just show up. It's like a performer just shows up in your circus from out of nowhere and nobody seems to really know who they are. They're doing a good job, but nobody knows who they are. They're just there. And they're taking money that might go back to your circus, might go back to your family, but you don't know. You don't know their
So-
motivations.
Well, we watch them close to see if they're going to stab anybody. And if after a while they don't stab anybody, we give them a bunk.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, most of Emmeline's interaction with these things does seem to come from stabbing.
That's a good
And
point.
result in stabbing. If you got 6 strangers in a row like this, and every single one of them killed one of your members,
Yeah, no.
and then another
Ben.
one shows up.
Yeah, no. You're right. That guy.
You'd be an awful lot more tempted to slit his throat.
Well, not directly. Just,
I would.
tie him up and toss him in a empty wagon until we can talk to him.
Ivan, this is a threat.
It's okay. I can sleep in my armor now.
The best part is she didn't even conscientiously register. I was like, oh yeah, Ivan did that.
I was not terribly concerned because the dream messages are pretty fucking different.
Yeah.
But he also, does understand a bit better now.
Is when your house is when your mental state is a glass house throwing stones, it becomes a dicey prospect.
So I understand you mean well. A lot of times when you're sharing information, when you're always bringing up things out of nowhere and trying to conjure things in your head, you're trying to spread goodness and happiness, but I don't think you always realize what damage you're causing.
Doing good thing to bad person makes bad thing.
Or it could make a good person.
It usually does not.
I'm not even concerned about that. I'm more concerned of when you take action without understanding the consequences. I think
That was.
Oh, it's one of those.
Crescendo, and then
Yeah.
we're gonna go back to the normal music because our creepiness has kind of moved off.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't actually mean this to turn into.
Keep going, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Emily just kind of lost her shit for a bit.
It's almost like she's connected to a god of nightmares who has gone a little bit crazy.
No. No.
Do
That
you
could be
want to ask Heg any more questions?
I think we asked her
You
last.
can't, yeah.
I know. I can do again in a week.
And until then, gentle repose exists.
If you want to ask more, we can keep corpse for a week and I cast next week. Otherwise, I, do not need to spend time on.
She seemed to know about the nature of what I was inquiring, but she doesn't know the specifics. She doesn't know the how or why or the mechanics. Those are the things that I need answered, and how to get out of them is the things that I need answered. I don't think she'll have the answers I need.
Okay.
I think we'll just...
Or she just wasn't telling you she knew.
Possible, but I can't think of any other way to get what I need out of her.
Yeah, and I mean, there's technically room in the wagon for a hag corpse, but ew.
Carrying a corpse around is, even with a hunter, even with a skull taker.
Add a whole new tier to Squirtalian society.
Skull taker Gresh. Skull taker Gresh.
Gresh.
I'm trying for you, Joe. I'm
Hey,
trying for you, Joe.
Gresh the
I'm
Skull
not gonna
Taker.
force it.
Gresh the Skull Taker has evolved into Gresh the entire body taker.
Yeah.
The corpse.
Corpse
Crash
taker,
corpse
Gresh.
take. Oh, we can't use that.
Oh, is that one?
Dresden.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
that one's copied.
Yeah, but that one's not named Gresh, so it's fine.
That's
It's
true.
fine. Corpse
sorry-
taker is generic
I'm sorry,
enough
Jim
that I'm not
Butcher, you
concerned.
do not have a
And if Jim
monopoly
Butcher
on
wants to come
stealing
for me,
bodies.
Bring it, Butcher. I'm joking. I love you.
Yes, and we definitely do not have the means to withstand a
Can't
lawsuit.
withstand that lawsuit. Just settle out of court. Here you go. Here's the the bubble gum from my pocket.
Yep.
Will this suffice?
Take my offering.
Anyway,
Trade
Moving
offer
along.
incoming. You receive lawsuit. I receive nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll gain much from having it.
Cool. Then we can dump in the woods and not care about.
Burn it.
If you wish.
Fuck them, hey.
I am largely done with this one. I see 2 pieces. I think problem solved.
I see spiritual wood shit. I'ma burn it.
But outside of that, I think we're mostly finished here.
I have matches.
Photoshop.
Just like see a fucking smokestack and come running back to the city. I'm just like, where is it? What happened? It all burned down. Oh, you just burned corpse. Okay.
it's worth noting it's winter. There's quite a few smokestacks going in the city.
It's fair.
Other option. Leaving one of our beds for Farkas to deal with.
No.
I have matches.
Other option, burn it in Farkas's bed.
Say, option 3, burn Farkas.
No, no burn Farkas. He's a point man.
It turns out we killed the hags because they were competition. We're the ones that destroyed the city.
Oh God.
Nobody ends civilization but us.
That's our job. We get union rates.
It's been a nice campaign, folks. So we're,
Good thing I set up all those mysteries for you not to solve as you go into a campaign of terror.
Yeah.
Just like, and now we will march southward to the sea.
Burning as we
Destroy
go.
all in our path.
I'm tied to a nightmare god. Might as well embrace it.
I'm just gonna hold on quickly. Just gonna pledge myself to General Sherman quickly. Burn everything as we travel south.
oh God.
I didn't really catch myself making that reference until it was too late.
Yeah. Well,
At some point, Gresh is going to meet back up with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
he's going to have enough food for about 16 people.
16 person meals.
Yeah, 16. Enough to subsist 16 people for one day.
Yes.
So,
Or 4 people for 4 days.
yes.
This
or-
math
or
should
4
happen to
people
work.
for 4 days. Yes. The town, I would give them some of this, but we will need it. We are still about a week's journey from Akas, I think. About a week.
More or less.
Yeah. So this will get us most of the way, and perhaps we just, since we have lost time here, the use of your magics to feed will get there as
I can
quickly
do
as
so.
possible.
Unfortunate.
We will do what we must. It is the Scortile way. So,
Keep a stiff upper tusk.
oh my God.
I apologize.
do you have any other business you wish to conduct in town? Or shall we make the most of this day?
I think it's about time to get going.
We already interrogated and then burned a hag corpse.
Oh, you burned
It's
the
roughly time
corpse.
to leave.
Excellent.
Look into woods, burned corpse.
Then had a soul bearing session. It was great.
You seem to have many of these.
Note to self, next NPC. Dwarven psychiatrist.
Oh my God. That's going to be delightful. And I'm not being sarcastic.
So that's
Well, we are going to Akas, city of dwarves that worship
Yeah.
thunder dragons, or electric dragons, lightning dragons. The
Yes.
All of those things.
That stuff.
At least one of those things.
It's
Gresh
city
walks
with
up,
dwarves.
Gresh walks up, sees a dwarven psychiatrist that comes up to his waist. Oh, that is why they're called shrink.
That
Tell
one's
me.
for you, Morgan.
Tell me, I have fascination with skulls. Why do I take every opportunity? It seems.
I seem compelled by some kind of multi-sided force. It just rolls its way into my life.
It's hexadecimal in nature.
Why am I so crazy?
So are we breaking him yet? Did we get him yet?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I've been broken for a while.
I'm pretty sure all of us came here broken today.
We broke Dave years ago.
Fair enough. So
I've got matches.
as we
I think we'll start to head out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got our...
we'll go ahead
To
and
the
get
south.
we'll get our carriage ready. We'll go on out on the south of town. I would like to see if at some point when we get to Akas, I will inquire
Ksenia, yeah.
if Ksenia, perhaps maybe she survived and got away and is just like recovering somewhere, but it is unlikely.
I think we know what happened to Ksenia.
I think we do, but I don't think you understand the loss to the region. It will set this area back.
Well, if any of the other hunters are as competent as you, it's going to be difficult to find someone at that level.
They are skilled in their own right. Maybe not so much as me, but they are skilled.
Humble brag.
The reason I'm responsible
They
for
didn't
half of
manage
country.
to kill hags.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I'm responsible for half of country.
You're certainly responsible for the most densely populated region of the country. It's geographically, it's not like
Geographically, it's not
that
half,
much larger
but-
than anybody else's territory, but it has the most people in it.
Yeah, but yes, this is what we do. We will send them here, and they will assist. And perhaps along the way we can talk to your shining man, ask questions, see if he has any insight onto what you can do to fix this bargain. And
Maybe when we stop for some night.
didn't Martha mention that they might have some kind of knowledge in the cause, so it is maybe not entirely hopeless?
I think we continue that direction. See what we find there. And make plan then.
Oh, I forgot to train Arcana,
Oh.
so I can't like communicate position of
I
where we're
trained
at.
Arcana.
Oh, you have it? Okay.
Yep.
Then maybe you can guide the Pasha to where we are.
It's through celestial navigation.
Yeah.
So
Little to the left.
Nope, nope,
Other
not there.
left. A little more.
Get that them their unified theory.
man, it's really difficult when you're like trying to give directions in 5 dimensions.
Yes.
So make sure to take a little left on the plane of shadow.
When if you see a time loop, you've gone too far.
But also not far enough.
Yes.
Time loops are weird.
Simultaneously.
Turn back, but I'm not sure if that's possible at that point.
Just like turn back, but take a step forward. Just like turn around and take a step back.
So anyway, you set out once more after
Where's the test kit?
after collecting all of your
In the bathroom.
various supplies
Again.
and set out on the road back south once more toward Akas. Now you know there are going to be a couple more sort of similar small town stops along the way, though presumably less hag ridden.
True.
You do also know that as you get closer to Akasa, it's going to be a little bit slower going because there's another like mountainous region to go through down there, where basically the road, falls into a valley between a couple of mountains, and especially this time of year, there's often like rocks and things that will fall that will take some time to circumnavigate.
I cast Show the Way,
Okay.
which for 8 hours allows us to do any sort of long distance overland travel in exploration mode. When traveling through difficult terrain, it only reduces us to 3/4 travel speed rather than.
That is helpful because there is fresh snow on the ground. So that will speed you up significantly. So presuming you keep that up.
So once we start to run into the more mountainous and some reason, I was like, hold on, I think I can help. Let me see if I can get a bit of divine guidance. And
But
start.
that won't happen for another couple of days yet.
Oh, okay.
Or, yeah, probably another 3 or 4 days.
And the marshal's answer, get fucked, heretics.
Okay. It's like,
He's just like, someone's requesting my help in fucking Scortile? What the fuck do they
Jesus.
want down there? They want help through a fucking mountain? Get good, scrub.
if you don't think this spell was used by him to like guide armies,
Yeah.
as the quickest possible way to get to battle. This is how like Hannibal found his way through the Alps. He's like,
Marching towards future victory.
So the Germans went around the Maginot Line.
uh-huh.
Forests don't matter. Divine inspiration.
It's like, divine guidance says go through Belgium.
Anyway. Wow. Okay. What was I even saying?
It'll be another week or so before we...
Yeah, it's gonna be a few days before you get to the mountain.
You successfully got into the Nazis. The campaign is over. It's
You can pose us right out of the show. You can use that spell to make it easier to traverse the difficult terrain presented by fallen snow and things along the way.
Sure.
If you wish. And it will be especially helpful once you get to the mountains and the difficult terrain
Yeah.
becomes
I'll
less.
start throwing it up just as we're traveling to just
Makes
like.
sense. I mean, it'll speed us up the
Yeah.
entire way there.
Mechanically, all it does is when we're exploring in exploration mode,
Yeah.
difficult terrain slows us to 3/4
Right.
instead of what it normally does.
So basically, about maybe a third of the time, there's enough snow to present difficult terrain for this part of the journey. Later on, it will be basically all of the time there will be enough snow and rocks to make it difficult terrain.
Yes. Well, but with that divine assistance, we shall be able to continue when normally I would advise stopping and waiting for storms to pass.
Yes.
So this will be a good time for us.
But as you work through your first couple of days of the trip, having stopped for a few days, it's been snowing basically the whole time that you have been there. So you have to work your carriage wheels. Why did I forget the word carriage? You have to work
one of
your
those days.
carriage wheels through the newly fallen snow that kind of covers the spots in the road where like kind of grooves have worn that from carriage runs past. But with a little help from, divine magic, you manage that pretty well. And it doesn't seem to set you back too much. And you travel through the kind of actually nice, like, pretty countryside of southern Scortile. It's all just a blanket of white and mostly snow-covered evergreen trees at this point. But there are spots where the trees are thin enough that you can see a pretty fair distance. And now and again you get, like, a decent look at mountains that are increasingly snow-covered. Especially kind of looming off in the distance where they form kind of the southern border between Scortile and Skybuskill. So for the first couple of days, It's quiet, if cold.
Everybody's got like 6 layers. I was just like,
Yeah, you spend your days just like huddled inside the carriage.
almost missed the bunny form.
Yeah. They're like, well, non-baleful polymorph is significantly lower level. You could just get one of the spellcasters to pick it up.
This is our stab bunny.
At some
I
point,
choose you, Emmeline.
at some point, you will gain a cuddle
This
hobbit.
rabbit with like 2 daggers just comes popping out.
At some point, you gain a cuddle hobbit who's grumbling about having to wear shoes and snow.
Yes.
Ivan's just sitting up front,
Yeah.
like the horses, saying like, "This is fine." This
It's
is
just like we're just driving. We're just like,
Yep.
yep.
Gresh has added like a scarf because you don't usually get this far south. But
Ivan's the guy you see wearing like shorts and sandals when it's 20 degrees out.
Yeah.
That dick.
I swear, I think my toes are going to fall off, and I'm wearing shoes.
This is why you two are inside the carriage, and me and Ivan are outside the carriage. Huddle together for warmth if you must.
yeah, you two are like very slowly releasing the alchemical potential of an alchemist's fire. Like a little tiny can of Sterno.
I've got my matches somewhere.
Alchemist
Probably
space
a
heater.
bad idea.
Yeah.
Everyone in church? No, no heat. I can pretend that there's heat though, and almost fool myself.
Yeah.
It is psychologically.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold
Roll a
on.
will
Get some
save.
placebo heat.
Fucking cast Phantom Force on yourself. It's just like, I want to believe that I am warm.
So you can't cast it on yourself, but the two of you could cast it on each other.
Wait, isn't this why the Ivan, isn't this why you got your staff?
I got my staff in case they need for blizzard and
okay,
then
that's for
are going to
cooking
get
purposes.
frostbite and have limbs fall off.
I was trying to see if I could use prestidigitation to
They're
warm an
chattering,
item to make it.
making
No,
my
I can't.
ears fall off. Please.
Oh, actually, wait, hold on. Endure Elements is better than I thought. Yeah, you're all fine. I cast Endure Elements on all 3 of you every day.
Nice.
It lasts until I prepare spells again.
Yeah. Endure Elements makes this like you're still
I am-
aware of the cold. It's not
Yeah.
comfortable, but it's not.
I thought it would last
horrifying.
like an hour or something.
Oh
'cause
no,
that's
Endure
when-
Elements lasts all
yeah.
day. It's resist energy that is short.
So yeah, so I wake up in the morning and I am sacrificing a first level spell slot to give it from 5 charges to 6 charges, and I just every day go like, I wake up and part of the morning routine is Ivan after he's done preparing his spells like, all right, everyone
You
gather
get a
around.
worm. You get a worm.
And so all of you are, actually it seems very tolerable.
Still aware of the cold. It's like, why?
Yes, yeah, it's still not to your liking. It's still cold, but it's not. Yeah, you're not like in pain or
Yeah.
anything.
It isn't like freezing winter. It's like brisk
Yeah.
autumn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even like freezing winter, if you're in like gear and walking, it's not so
Right.
bad. But if you're just sitting in a carriage, it's just like that sets in. Just like, why?
Yeah, basically what it does is you feel the cold, but sort of like every time it gets to the point where like the cold buildup starts to make you like really shiver, like the magical force just kind of pushes it back.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, well that's not so bad. Oh wait, no, oh, never mind.
Here,
I think I'm going
I
to.
make you-
No, never mind.
it's
I'm
like
not
I
gonna
make you
die.
handle cold like dwarf now. Tap with my staff,
Yes.
tap with the staff, tap with the staff.
And the sum result is you basically get the Arctic dwarf heritage for the day.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the cold is nowhere near. To be honest, it's not even cold enough to be severe yet.
Yeah.
But it's getting close. But this will certainly make you more comfortable.
Okay. We will travel. Have we been staying in the cottage at nights?
Probably
That's a good
yes. Almost certainly.
Yes, and we did establish that you have room enough to put the carriage inside.
Yes. We put the carriage inside. Everybody stay warm. Everybody is happy.
And like I think for time's sake, I think we should use my food. Hunting is better,
Oh.
but slower.
I agree. Yes, we discussed
So,
this. We will use
yeah.
the food, and then we will use the magics, and then we will.
I think we mix and match so that it's not good food then bad food, but instead is okay food throughout.
Again.
So basically, you use like 1/3 of a meal for every meal.
And I will
So
every
that,
morning.
That 4 days becomes like 16 days of a little bit of good food.
So every day, part of our thing, I bring out a pot and I cast a spell and it just kind of fills with
with sludge.
with a kind of porridge basically, and
And I descend upon it with my herbs and spices.
It becomes a close call of whether this road trip was worse or the
And-
one back in when we were going to the fishing town.
Well,
when it
this
was raining
time-
the whole time, and we only had the Ivan slop. It's like, which one's worse?
now it's a little
Cold,
better because
rain?
I also cast enhanced vittles on it every day,
Hey.
so that it tastes more like kind of like a solid kind of oatmeal packet instead of
Right.
bland gruel. It's
just kind of nondescript gruel.
yeah.
Am I able to use the spices from my cooking kit on it?
Sure.
Yes, I descend upon the pot with herbs and spices and perform a little bit of hobbit cooking magic.
Which makes it taste kind of like grits, basically. Like,
Yeah,
which at least has
actually,
a flavor.
still get
but
old
how it
after a
says it
while.
actually turns it into pretty good food. It's like solid.
Sure, in terms of like general notional flavor, but it can't change the fact that it's paste.
Oh yeah, but it's like this
It
is actually like
it
really
is texturally glue.
Yeah.
Like,
But it actually tastes like really good grits or really solid oatmeal or things like that. It's actually
It just doesn't have the texture.
Right.
yeah. It's nothing but
yeah. The
slop,
thing is,
but
that spell will kind of bring any food up to sort of its highest ceiling of possibility. That's just a really low ceiling.
yeah.
When it is
Oh, yeah.
magically created.
It's just
food
there are some fairly
sludge.
tasty dishes that people have that are basically nothing but slop.
Right.
Grits and oatmeal being famously so, but there's a
Yes.
few others even too. So
It's like a Cliff Bar. Cliff
And
Bars
those
are
are
really
good.
pretty decent when you have one, but when you have them for breakfast every day, it's like,
yes,
Yes.
it gets tired real fast.
but combined with the bits of jerky and stuff we have,
yeah, it's manageable.
and
You make
berries
it
and
work.
stuff that we can find at the side of the road, sometimes and things. It's not too bad actually.
So that's the general plan for
Yeah.
the whole trip then.
Yes, until we get to the frost giants that kill us all.
For a good scratch. What?
You weren't planning on some frost giants.
Wait,
were you?
did I call it?
No,
Is it
Joe. I
frost
didn't print
giants?
frost giants
Is
and
it-
have them on my table at home.
Is it frost giants? Did I call
Man, now I
it?
don't even want to narrate this scene.
I'm sorry.
No,
did
you're
I ruin the fun?
It's fine. So anyway, you spend the next basically 5 days going through this process of every morning you wake up after your comfortable enough night in the hut. Or the cabin. I'm sorry, we're officially a cabin now.
The slightly horse-smelling hut.
Yes. with horses. You make your food for the day. You enhance your food for the day. You add your food for the day. Everybody eats. You get on the road. You travel on for the day. And then you repeat. And at first, it's very pretty. But over time, the, kind of complete whiteness of everything just becomes oppressive. Like nothing.
Oh, never mind.
Ohio.
Yes, yes, I understand.
Man. Anyway, you kind of just keep traveling, and each successive day gets a little bit more soul crushing.
As the supplies start to wear down.
Yes, as the extra food that Gresh has starts to thin out, and every day is a little bit more, somewhat better tasting porridge paste.
It's just like, here you go. Everyone gets one almond.
So just stick it on top like a garnish. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Enjoy the texture.
Yep.
The one texture.
But finally, on day like 5-ish of, probably 8 or 9 now, you start to see the hills that you have been passing through kind of start to develop up into proper mountainous terrain. And your spells continue to guide you easily, giving you forewarning of fallen rock obstructions. And things go fairly smoothly as you pass through this kind of trail cut through a narrow valley.
It's a bit weird as when all of us walk up and then we all kind of simultaneously pause and just go, wait, there's rocks ahead. No, not this way. Just no one says anything. We just all know.
Horses included. The horses just look at each other
also
like,
targeted.
Rocks ahead.
hell, the horses need to know more than we fucking do.
It's true.
Basically, just you and the horses are the only ones who actually need to be subject to the spell. The rest of you don't matter that much in this case.
Yeah.
We all know.
But you all know.
We're all like, rock.
So, you continue on through the valley for another day. This is a significantly higher set of mountainous terrain than the one you passed through a week or so ago. And as kind of dusk sets in on that day, that is when I need perception checks from people.
That's not terrible.
25 from me.
Okay.
29 from me.
Okay.
Also a 25.
27.
27.
This is for the purposes of determining initiative.
It is not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not yet. It is for the purposes of determining initiative.
The process
Gresh
of
and
determining
Tessie.
frost giants.
Both of you, as you are passing through this low valley, just barely catch figures up above, kind of tracking you along a ridge.
Oh, shit.
What is it?
There are figures on the ridge.
They're
It is hard to tell their proportions from here.
I think
It
they're
is.
tracking us.
It's hard to say exactly how far up that ridge is, but you see the vague suggestion of a set of fairly solid figures.
Yes, there are approximately two or three. And
That you can see. It's
Yeah.
possible there are more hidden in other spots,
yes,
but you see the movement of two.
they are certainly following us.
Are we in their territory?
I have no idea what they are, and so I cannot tell you this. But we are in the valley, and ambushes tend to happen in valleys where we have nowhere to go.
Yay.
I would ready yourselves, just in case.
I will.
And also, I'm gonna hunt prey.
Okay, I'll allow it.
Yeah, because I don't know what the fuck that thing is, and if it's gonna be if it's going to be aggressive, I'm gonna keep my eye on it.
When you
now.
hunt prey, you get a free recall knowledge. Is
I
that
do
correct?
get a free recall knowledge.
I will allow a society check for you. It will be at a slightly higher DC than normal
Because I can't see them.
because you can't get much detail.
I don't
of
even
them.
think that I will be able to actually perform this because it's 0. It's
Give it a
straight
shot.
D20
Maybe you
roll.
roll a natural 20. Who knows?
I mean, that's a 16.
No.
Yeah. No. They are a little too far off. I cannot see them. Are they within 200 feet of me?
Maybe.
Okay. If they are, I get to ignore my second range increment. For
Okay.
the one, specifically for the one I
Sure.
hunt prey.
I'll let you know if that becomes relevant.
Of course.
Do you think we could distract them?
I think that largely, if they make this an issue, then it will be an issue.
Yeah.
If they do not, then we let bargains be bargains.
And right now, they might not know we've noticed them.
It's probably true.
How big can I use this oil on? It just says if the animated object's level would be greater than 3. But what's the requirement on that?
It's part of the animate object ritual. We'll give you like
I'll have to look into
the
that.
levels of various objects.
Okay.
But yes.
I'm assuming we probably can't get the carriage to go off on its own, which
That
was
would
my
be
strategy.
Oh
Fantastic.
my god.
And I will look into that. But as these two figures continue to track you along the ridge, and the ridge starts to angle downward closer toward the ground, that is where we are going to stop for the episode.
Oh, thank God, no combat right now.
No, I was not going to. After 4 hours of straight combat last week, I was not going to put you through a combat encounter today. But I was going to set the fuck up for
And,
one.
Yeah, that's true.
All of us basically came in not feeling great tonight.
Yes.
So that would not
Hey,
be.
I feel fantastic.
All right.
Well, we're very happy for you.
Most of us basically came in not feeling great tonight.
So, thank you so much for spending this time with us.
Hell yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this slightly more lower energy than our combat last week. But
We needed it.
we did.
action.
We
We did.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's all about the variety.
It is.
As the saying goes, enhanced vittles is the spice of life.
Yes. but mostly only if you don't cast it on flavorless.
Yes.
Look. The adventure is the gruel we consumed along the way.
So, hopefully you enjoyed that, and we will see you again next week. Until then, if you enjoyed what we are doing, feel free to follow us on Twitch or on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button down below. Hey, you can hit the notification bell if you feel like it. I'm not going to judge you either way. That's up to you. I don't live your life.
That's me
if
and
you
Joe's
want
job.
to. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
They
Joe and
live your
Charlie
life.
are our designated judges and other people's lives livers. If you want to keep track of what we are doing, we are on various social medias. We do have your Twitter, your Facebook, technically your Instagram.
Yes.
All of
Technically.
those have links in the description down below. We do also have a Discord server if you want to talk to us in between episodes. We do hang out on there, and we do occasionally also play community games on there if you want to play with us. That is the place to go, and that link is also in the description down below. If you really enjoy what we are doing and you'd like to support us, if you happen to have a Amazon Prime account, that means you also have a Twitch Prime account, or I think it's called Amazon Prime Gaming now.
Yes.
And that gives you one free Twitch subscription every month. If you want to give that to us, we would certainly appreciate it. It helps us with all of the equipment that goes into this process. Yeah, this stuff is way more expensive than people think it is. We do also have our Patreon. If you would like to support us in another way, we have a link to that in the description. And I think that's everything. I think that's all. Okay. Hopefully, once again, we will see you next Sunday here at 4 p.m. Eastern, or on YouTube sometime shortly thereafter. And until then, stay safe, take care of each other, and remember to keep your friends close and your dice closer. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Bye.